gear here appears to be missing some components there. I see a piece here. Alright, I just want to show you guys I've already put the spring in the hole down there. There's a hole inside of here, and that spring goes inside of there, and then you use this black bushing, and that goes over that. So I've got that part in, and then I took the gear off of the eBay shaft and put it on here. That's because this shaft was actually a little bit different size on the eBay shaft, otherwise I would have just swapped it straight across. But this side was actually different. I think that mine was, this is a WR450. I think that the eBay shaft is a YZ 250 or a WR250, and the shaft is a little bit smaller. So anyhow, I took my shaft, my old spring, and the bushing, I put that part on. I put the new gear here, the kickstart gear, and put that on there. And then it might be kind of hard to see, but I already put a washer and then a circlip on there. So there's a clip and a washer below that. So this is on here and you can feel it smooth, nice and smooth. Put a little bit of grease around the ratcheting mechanism, and now we're ready to install the second part of the ratcheting mechanism. So here is the second part of the ratcheting mechanism, and you do have to be careful how you put this on. You will see a little dimple. You will see a little dimple right here. You do have to be careful about how you put this on. That dimple right there correlates to this dimple on the shaft right here. So you can just really closely, if you look carefully, you will see a little dimple on the shaft right there. So if you have it installed correctly, you will see these two little dots lined up right here. So once you have those two little dots lined up and you have the second part of the ratcheting mechanism on top, you're ready to install the spring. So the spring just slides over that, and then you'll take the larger washer, and that holds the spring on. And then once you have the spring and the larger washer holding the spring on, you can install this outer circlip. Alright, you can see once it seats and it snaps all the way down in there, that the washer you can't pull that washer off now because that circlip's holding that on. We have the ratcheting mechanism in place and it's lined up correctly. And then after you get the circlip on, there's just one more washer that goes on the outside of that. Now you're ready to put the Kickstarter shaft assembly in. So this little part right here, this little notch right here actually lines up with the stopper here. So what we're going to do is we're going to install this until that part catches, and then we're going to rotate the spring down and attach it into the hole here. So that little ratcheting piece right there gets attached here, and then we rotate it clockwise until that little spring can be attached into that little hole there. Alright, you can see I got the kick shaft assembly in there and I got it to line up with the other gear here, but I haven't got the spring hooked into down here yet. So what we need to do now is put tension on this so when we kick it, it'll return to where it's supposed to be. So now I'm going to take this little piece right here of the spring, rotate it clockwise, and then put it in the hole there. Alright, so now there's tension on the kickstart shaft and the spring is attached inside the hole. We have the gears lined up, and when I have the lever, the kickstart lever, up, there should be free play. So this is to make sure that it's not binding up at all when the Kickstarter is up. Alright, so I think we're ready to put this thing back together. Alright, that looks like a red gasket. Sweet. Alright, just got my gasket on. Got a little tiny bit of RTV on there, not so much for sealant, it's to just hold it in place while I put the case up there. Kind of keeps it where I want it. Just gonna take my 18mm socket on a breaker bar, turn the engine over just a little bit, kind of wiggle this while it turns over so that it pops in all the way, and you'll see the ring here sticking out. There it is. So when you can see that little groove, you know it's on all the way. Put a little washer on there. Washer with the little indentations on the inside. Put our basket on. So now we've got the basket on, and we've got the little inner washer there. We made sure this was slid all the way on, and we rotated it just a little bit until it popped on all the way. We could see the entire groove here where the little washer sits. Now I'm putting the inner clutch boss on.